Now we are on
voice.
screen. So.
You said to turn me on.
Oh.
Because compliments.
Yeah,
Compliments are a thing. You can't just jump. You don't just go stampeding towards the clitoris, Mariah. You just have to just start it off with a kiss. Like, it's not hard.
Oh my god.
Well, the thing,
Soak him in.
or more accurately, you don't start off in the dungeon. You start in the tavern. You schmooze with the contract hire, possibly a wizard.
Okay, but the tavern is
Then
such
you
a
make
cliche.
your way over. It's a cliche for a reason.
Also, stop yelling.
Okay, so
When you yell, it goes into the red.
okay, so we don't necessarily need to start in the tavern, but it's a starting point. So you could start in the marketplace.
Yeah.
You could start in the tavern. You could start in the stables.
Hey, Charlie, you know what I happen to notice?
What did you notice?
I happen to notice your lovely tea/coffee mug.
This Dark Smiles game coffee mug?
I had that Dark Smile Games coffee mug courtesy of Mariah.
So I was playing with the sublimation.
Oh, it tastes so much better.
It does. Normally I drink my soda that I technically shouldn't be drinking because of my diet from the bottle, like an unclassy bastard. But now, I can cheat on my diet in class.
And secret.
I drink my tea from this cup instead of out of the toilet bowl where I normally drink it. Because I'm not a peasant anymore. Thank you, Dark Smile.
But you can't bring the toilet bowl to game. It's over there.
That explains the only very
Yeah,
long
I know.
straw.
Well, you see, the thing is, I tie it to the guinea pig and she helps me pull it. Usually when you're sleeping, because we're not rude.
Yeah,
It's your turn. We did our pitch. You need to make yours.
So I made this thing. It's awesome. Yay.
You're terrible at this. You're fired.
I told
Wait,
you.
no, we need her to make the cuts. You're on fire.
You're on fire. You're on fire. And you're promoted. 15% increase of your raise. How much are you making now? Same as me.
Yeah.
I can afford that.
Yeah, because 15% raise on nothing is still nothing.
It's still more than the hedge fund managers right now. Yes.
Well, from GameStop of all things.
Yeah.
Well, as a former employee. Chad, fuckbag.
All right. So, a couple announcements before we kick off game. We got some brand new mics. I'm really excited about that. So we're gonna have to.
Sadly, we did not have enough time to get them hooked up and try them out. Also, heads up, we can't actually see any chat. There is a chat there, but I can't actually read it. Hey, Ian.
We're talking stocks, I think.
Yeah. Where is
It's very, very small.
Yeah, it's
Chat.
because normally we have a special.
You're not very small. Just the chat window was very small. It wasn't a dig. You help me out, man.
No, just keep digging.
No. So a couple of things have happened. First of all, we set everything up. Computer rebooted itself. They're updating patches. It's messed up the layout, so we can't really see the chat as well as we did last time.
I am trying to pull up the Twitch interface now, so at least one of us can. But
We've got new mics. They literally got here an hour before game was supposed to start. We are going to have those plugged in and ready to go for next game. Possibly some new cameras and tighter angles. So yeah, we're stepping everything up. Because, believe it or not, we get anywhere from 35 to 48 people weekly watching us, just not while we're live streaming. I went through all the metrics, so to all you wonderful people out there who are binge watching us, thank you for making this possible. Here's you, and plug the milk one more time. There we go. The best part is if you drink left-handed, it's rainbow on the other side. Okay, so that's going on. We are going to be upgrading the space, upgrading the equipment, and I've got some people helping me with Twitch stuff. We're also getting a brand new webpage in a couple of weeks from a team from Cardiff. Also really exciting. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. And just to reaffirm, all changes to character sheets were done before now, correct?
there were
Yes.
changes to make.
We didn't.
From previous.
Oh well, yeah, because last game we didn't get.
You didn't get anything, but
Yeah, so
okay.
We're good.
Yeah. All right. So I just wanted to make sure there were no questions because my understanding was Mariah, you were banking a little XP, were you not?
No,
No. Okay. Then it's
I
complete.
don't think you can bank in.
Okay. But at this point, then it is just my senility catching in with me, and that is perfectly okay. So, quick recap for the audience. Last game we had the first bracket of Battle of the Bands. Mariah's character Lucas ended up with their band going against head-to-head the Devil's Hedgehog. The little plot twist to this was the Devil's Hedgehog was actually a member, so it's actually the name of the band, but the lead guitarist and member of the band was actually a member of the Lunar Council and an inveritable literal king seether. And seethers are these little gremlin-like creatures that ride on people's back with flesh hooks, digging into them and feeding off their anger and rage. They're parasitic and dangerous to mortals, fae, and nightmares alike. And that was a Class 5 event. And through the power of music, fisticuffs, and jabbing a spear through people, both Declan and Lucas were able to effectively thwart, shut down, and murderize the Devil's Hedgehog and one of the members of the Lunar Council. So this was a really big deal because while the Lunar Council is made up of different members, and these members are very powerful, there's not a lot of them. So to lose somebody definitely created a power vacuum in the ranks. But in this case, it would be more like a Hoover or a shop vac, you know, something.
A little vacuum, not a big one.
Yeah, more like that. So.
Something application of Mako dated? Can you read that? I'm nearsighted, so I'm fine.
Liberal applications of murder deathing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's effectively it. The other part of it was once they escaped from that, they did get a cry from help from a friend of theirs. Someone Declan helped out. His name's Brian. He was a cook at the night kitchen, which came under attack by the Queen of Dolls, who effectively spiderwebbed the inside of it, killed everyone, including Brian, unfortunately, through no fault of our heroes. And somehow the Octoshark, 50 Feet of Rage, got released, but they did escape without releasing the Octoshark into the general population, so good for both of you, well done. There will be no Octoshark Kaiju massacre tonight in Arden City because of you. Mix is recovering because Daffodil tipped off, who's a member of the Lunar Council, also Declan's best friend. That's chilling.
Nothing bad will come of this.
Of course not.
Everything will be fine.
Tipped off Fox, who then extricated her out of the hospital, threw her back into the trunk of her Porsche, which effectively contains the Shire or a portal to, and then drove her back to Bab's house, where everybody had a heartfelt reunion filled with safety and frolics and drinks. Less frolicking, less safety, a lot more drinks. So that's kind of where we left everyone. Am I missing anything?
Brian's dead.
Brian's dead.
I am not okay with that.
No, Brian is dead.
I am.
Yeah, well, you happen to be a cold-hearted bitch.
Bastard.
He got way too many kicks out of cutting up people and like feeding them.
Okay, you know what? He was a chef.
Shit, I missed what Ian said.
He was a chef. He was good at what he did, and honestly,
he also rehabbed. He went through rehab because of you.
You're the one
who got him clean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a second. I need to mute this.
Yes.
There we go.
Thank you though for getting the iPad out there in life and saving our assets, beautiful as they are. So.
Okay, but I can't
I've been
see.
working on
mine. No.
There we go. There's the chat room. Okay, great.
Doing the 30-minute cardio.
Mm.
All right.
Now he's just addicted to herbs and spices. I mean, most things you're addicted to can qualify as herbs in a very lateral sense.
So.
Questions for later.
Yeah. At this point in time, we have, people are crowding into, Netflix, to watch, the latest edition of Fae Nightmares. We are actually on chapter 7, I believe. And what happens is that, give me a split second here because I need to double check one little thing. Just bear with me for a split moment. There we are. Perfect. So they're crowded in. They're watching Netflix because it's we're getting close to mid-season, and people, and this is where the hooks and things kind of happen. And camera opens up, and we see a couple of elderly people in a nice high-rise condo looking out the window for the first time, because the window was not clouded; it was smoke. And we take a look at kind of like a 360-degree view. The camera does this panning shot, and you can actually see some of the cleaners inside kind of wiping down the inside of the windows, and they're kind of looking down to see what's going on. Because the first time in weeks, the chimney is not bellowing smoke from the little cottage in front of this condo. And strangely enough, the mail seems to be piling up in the mailbox they have out front, and bills are stuffed in, and you see the mailman come by and kind of looks at it, digs around, pulls out another wad of letters, and he's just kind of forcing it in and elbowing it in, jamming it in, and kind of walks off. It's odd because there's usually fire going, or there's somebody at the window, or but right now everything seems pretty quiet. And we see this young kid. He's probably about 14, 15, maybe 16, not the outside, black hoodie, winter jacket on, kind of shuffling up to the door. We've seen this person before. They've appeared, at the cottage to hear a story from the man's old book. And he kind of, person knocks on the door, and you can hear it kind of echo on the inside. And knocks again. No answer. Kind of shuffles over to the window just in front of the house, and you see it kind of blow on it and squeak it clean with their elbow. Looks inside, and you can see the old man, and he's going through this big, thick tome, and he's right in the middle of it, and he's licking his fingers, taking one page, and meticulously putting it down. And he sees the young boy outside, and girl, not sure, stands up, walks over, leans over to the window, reaches out, grabs the drapes, and shutters them closed. Then you hear the footsteps of him returning to the table. And you hear the voice to no one in particular. Ah, yes. Where were we now before we skipped ahead? And you see the finger kind of glide across the text. For Declan, it was a day like any other, except things were going well. Cause for concern.
I don't trust it.
And the camera kind of focuses on, you see Declan down at the local grocery store, and he's got Roy in tow, and he's got a list that Babs gave him, Baba Yaga, and the cart is just filling up with stuff. Declan's got a little bit of problem. There's a couple of ingredients on the list that he's having difficulty finding. And my question to you, why is that? Babs sent you to a mortar grocery store to pick up some things that should have been quote-unquote easy, but for some reason they ain't there anymore.
I want to say that Babs' concept of what should be at a mortar grocery store and what is at a mortar grocery store is somewhat skewed.
Okay.
She's like, I don't see the. I imagine it just be like in the vegetable aisle. On the phone with Babs. Babs, no, they've got ginger. Yeah, mm-hmm. They've got ginger root.
Do
and
they?
They've got turnips. They do not sell mandrake.
Of course, they must sell mandrake. It's a plant that dreams of being immortal. Where else would you find it? But in a mortal grocery store. I'm looking at the flyer. It says everything fresh. We have it. Who doesn't want fresh mandrake? Declan, are you sure you're looking in the right aisle?
Yeah. You know what?
All right,
wait. top right hand corner, what's the date on it?
Oh, 19... Oh, 1902. That's funny. I swear it was a 1922. It's 1902.
Right. It's 2021.
Oh, when did that happen?
Oh, 2021 technically happened on January 1st.
I see. But see if they have any Griffin's Claw, just in case.
They're not going to have it.
Oh, serious. Do they have any baby's tears?
As some woman passes me with a stroller, crying baby. Actually, hang on a minute. Take out a napkin. Oh, don't worry. Stop crying then. Just listen to your mum, alright?
Alright.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh,
and
that's all they can get.
I know it may be a stretch for morsels, but do they have any chocolate?
We'll just look at the candy aisle. Sure, I can figure something out.
Alright, well, be a dear and see if you can teach me a little.
Dark or milk chocolate?
Oh, why not both?
Alright then.
And I know I gave you a little coin. Spend some on yourself. but don't spoil Roy.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'll not spoil him.
Alright. And she kind of hangs up, and Roy's there like, oh God, what does she want us to get now?
Okay, first of all, respect.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly,
from the guy who just mugged a baby for its
I
tears.
didn't mug the
You
baby.
mugged
I
a
only
baby.
wiped
It was
the
a
tears
baby.
from a crying child. It was very
I'm
endearing.
not sure. It was. You had a moment there. I mean, you did everything but pinch its wallet too.
It didn't have a wallet.
Yeah, only a person like you would know that. Wait, that makes no sense. That
Right.
No.
Do you ever want to get your watch back?
Yes. You're right. It was a tender moment filled with loving and kindness. I felt very hallmarky right there. It was, thank you.
Right. So I need you to go pick up those giant chocolate bars. You know the ones that are about yay big. One dark chocolate, one milk chocolate.
How are we gonna get these past Lewis? You know he's gonna want one.
Go buy another one.
He's not on diet. Okay, fine. I'll smuggle up my babs.
Hey. We
Mm-hmm.
look after each other, yeah?
Yeah.
It is not our job to help him hide it from Babs. That is on him. We will take care of him. If that means enabling him, it means enabling him.
Is it enabling or is it more,
Enabling?
Laterally enabling? I think lateral words. It sounds a little more sneaky, a little more. And he's kind of like chatting you up as this is kind of going on.
A lawyer. How did that happen?
Yeah, I mean, it's, roses have been around, things have been getting weird.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sorry, what's it? Roses haven't been around?
Roses have been around,
Oh,
things have been getting weird.
I'm just
It's
lucky
like,
I still have some of that cash. Otherwise I'd never be able to pay for this.
yeah, nice.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
And-
Babs gave me some coin, but yeah, they're Spanish doubloons, so
Ma-
I'm
ma-
not entirely sure if the bank can
Make a
pay.
notice roll right now.
1!
No.
It's actually good enough.
Seriously?
Yeah, because Roy is not being nonchalant about this. He's giving you. Now, the Roses are masters of deception and social manipulation and infiltration. Roy is a newly minted changeling.
Yeah.
So, and
And
he's
not a rose.
he's doing the. The magazine, the tabloid. Yeah, and it's it's got like a really blurry picture, and the title is "Hook-Handed Man: Urban Myth or Fictitious Nightmare."
I'd like to point out that you nicely face palmed the camera so that your face was completely hidden.
Nice, fictitious nightmare, and it's like, and it's topical. It's like the Arden noonday scribe. Mysterious disappearances, shocking revelations. A man with a hook and a hand. What madness lie? Police too afraid to speak his name. You know, but that's kind of on the outside of the tabloids, and Roy's kind of like, do you think this is
like the Inquirer?
Yeah, the Arden Noonday Scribe, and it's
Okay. Do you have a muscle spasm? What's going on?
There's-
You're pointing toward a tabloid. It's a tabloid.
Yeah, but they don't know that. They know it's a tabloid, but we know we should buy this.
If you wish to buy the tabloid rack, by all means.
All right. So he's like, okay. So you've got the teller at the grocery store with nice, very braided hair, like bright orange. She's got the Metallica kind of face covering, proving how alt or how retro or whatever she is. She's just like, okay, bagging. That'll be $4.75. Thank you, Miss Wilkinson. Next. She's kind of looking at you, and she's kind of looking at Roy.
Nope.
She's like, okay. Will this be everything?
Look at the card. Yeah.
Okay. She's like,
Put things on.
she's like,
Roy, she can't telekinetically move things from the card to the truck. You gotta put them on.
whoop. He literally grabbed like every copy of the magazine.
What is wrong with you?
I'm practicing my reading. I'm getting up on that. I'm
Practicing your reading.
yeah.
Practicing.
I'm a man of letters. I'm a man of words. I'm
Put every single
no. These are important.
but one back, because you're not going to be practicing anything grabbing multiple copies of the same magazine.
And he just kind of leans over and he looks at the teller, and she's kind of looking at him. And he's like, I read them for the articles. And she's like, buddy, I've heard that before. And he goes back,
I'm not.
starts scanning like the food that you put down there.
Roy,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to be paying for all of those. I'm not paying.
He's like, fine. And he starts putting them back. He takes, 2 copies. I'm getting one for Babs too. And she kind of is what, your kid brother or something?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
You guys look really familiar. Have you been here before? Like, I know I've seen you before. I must have seen you before. Him? He's really. I know I can put my finger on him. Well, not on him. You know what I mean. And,
Yeah.
And Roy's just that he's like, I get around. I've been around town, around the block, around many blocks. I've been around that block so many times that block has technically been around me.
Roy,
Uh-huh.
I love you more than my luggage, but please stop talking.
All right. Yeah. Sure thing, bro. Takes one of the magazines up, snaps it, opens it up.
Why?
Fascinating.
Why? Is he extra irritating today?
You're a detective?
What's your name?
Points to her name tag, Cynthia.
Cynthia. This here's Roy. He's trying very hard to get your attention.
It's working. He's got my attention. I mean, most people just say, "Can I buy you a cup of coffee?" But no, the magazine, the introspective on Bigfoot. I mean, who could turn that down? Like,
I mean,
I'm
be fair,
technically.
everyone wants to know exactly what kind of watch Bigfoot really wears.
I always imagine he carried a fob around, but he doesn't have anything to attach it to.
Or maybe you can get like one of the clips that go onto his chest fur, and he has a nice little pocket watch.
Yeah, and so she's like, his name's Roy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of cute. Well, tell you what. She takes out like her receipt, writes it down, hands it to you. I've got a dresser. It needs to be moved. I can't do it myself. If he proves himself worthy, I might consider taking him out for a cup of coffee to say thank you.
Right.
Might. And it's a big dresser. 7 p.m. sharp.
Got it.
And none of this lovey-dovey stuff. Coffee. That's it.
All right.
drink it with him. I'll laugh at his jokes, and I'll make a decision after that.
No. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
He won't learn it, and he won't learn anything.
All right, then I'll let him laugh at my jokes.
Okay.
Dresser, 7. Roy, coffee.
Yeah.
You have really nice eyes. Did I mention that?
No.
You got like a little bit of blue in them, a little bit of flecky. Just maybe you got a very healthy aura. You don't.
Thanks.
You're not like a lot of the other people who come here. I know I'm not supposed to say that. That's very, but no, it was just something. I don't know. You and the kale, I guess that might do it. I'll figure it out later. The glamour thing is tweaking around her.
Yeah.
Like she's picking up something but can't quite her finger on it.
Stop searching.
For what?
Just in general.
No idea what you're talking about? Dresser 7. I'll see you later.
Maybe won't.
So she kind of, you guys head out and where's there at? Do you think she noticed me? Like I was cool, right? Like I was like frosty cool.
Ironically,
Arctic
the only
cool.
people in that entire place that didn't notice you were the security guards.
You guys well by them. I was like, yeah, good point. Hey Jason, hey Mark, Roy. They go back to playing with their phones.
How do you fix that problem?
They know him by name. That's the issue. So I hand him the receipt.
Okay. You got her digits.
7 o'clock.
All right.
We're going to help remove a dresser. Afterwards,
Right.
if you have proven yourself,
Mm-hmm.
she will take you to coffee.
Wait, is this a big dresser?
Well, she said it was heavy. But,
Okay. Should I bring Lewis?
no.
No, that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
That's a bad idea. Okay. Not gonna bring Lewis.
However, this is very important.
It is. And we need to get this stuff back to Babs pretty quick.
I'm aware.
Okay. So we got the kale, we got the soup, we got the pasta, we got the bourbon, we got the gin, we got the brandy, we got the pork, we got the tobacco, we got the baby's tears. Okay, we got the homeless guy's toenail clipping.
That was not hers.
No, it really was not. And
You were
surprisingly,
surprisingly deft with the with the toenail clippers. Did you ever work in a salon? You probably make a mint doing that.
oh yeah, I summered in the spa one time.
Nice.
Yeah. I was going to be a rheumatologist, do the whole foot thing.
Okay.
But yeah, so that was the thing. And yeah, he's kind of telling the story. You guys are kind of like making your way outside. And that's when we see the old man. And he's kind of like, however, for Lucas, today was anything but ordinary. It was hell. So you've been trying to get to sleep. After mix and rescuing and this kind of thing, it's been exhausting on you. You finally got to sleep around 6 a.m. And at 6:05, that's when the phone went off. Number coming across, Danielle from culinary school.
Click.
Oh my God, you were so good at the Battle of the Bands!
No, that was a click off.
Oh, click off?
I'm sorry, I should have been clearer.
Okay. Then about 5 minutes later, Moxie's number.
Answer it.
Hey! Who is my rising star? Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed after a night of slaying the Lunar Council and making waves in the music industry. Do you hear that? Lucas?
I'd rather.
Don't answer! This is what it sounds like. Whoosh. Oh my God, we're gonna drown! That is the sound of the waves you are making.
I'd rather it be the sound of snoring.
You would, but I got great news for you. Moxie has got Moxie-level news for you. You've got an interview in an hour and a half at WKRB downtown. Oh, they are eating you up like candy. Also, have you looked outside your front window?
No.
Then don't look outside your front window. Somebody may have accidentally on purpose leaked your home address. You know, for publicity. Who that person was, I don't know. Yes, I do. It was me. No need to thank me. I will see you downtown, hour and a half. Don't be late. Nobody likes a shaft.
How the fuck am I supposed to get there through this horde? Give me a minute. It's on.
Cyberman is there.
Who?
Parrot-headed guy wearing the tuxedo. Silver platter filled with croissants, and another one filled with croissants. He's like, good morning, Lucas. I just took the liberty of preparing you your favorite meal. On one hand, we have croissants, freshly baked, and on the other hand, we have croissants from Brooklyn. They're like French donuts. Very similar to croissants, but I've been told completely different. In what way? I don't know. Or at least I think these are the croissants and those are the croissants. Either way, bon appetit.
I can't eat all of those.
Of course not. You can eat at least a few. I spent the morning making these. It's originally French-Canadian maple syrup there, and that's, Albertan Canadian maple syrup over there, and that's New Jersey Canadian maple syrup over there, which I'm not sure how it works, but they assured me it's authentic. They even spelled it correctly with 2 O's. Eat up!
I'm gonna grab one of the croissants and go make a coffee.
Oh, I am one step ahead of you because the little feet are pitter-pattering, kind of weaving ahead of you, racing you to the coffee machine to start making it. So, a big day. I read all about your performance on the news machine.
Yeah. Okay.
And he puts down a local music mag. And it's Battle of the Bands, the promotional stuff, first bracket winners, Winter Knives, stellar performance, outdid, local metal band, Devil's HedgeHog.
Since when is Devil's HedgeHog local?
Yeah, he's like, the point is you won. And as Marie Antoinette once told me, it doesn't matter what you win, as long as you win. I know, she should have quit when she was ahead, but, what can you do? Espresso? Double, triple, you're making your face, quadruple. There we go, drink it up, it's filled with nutrients like caffeine and water.
Drinking the caffeine, getting ready for the interview. How long is it going to take me to get there?
Depending how you get there, it's probably going to take you about half an hour.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
It's like, by the way, I don't know if you've noticed, but we apparently are under siege. There's an ocean of mortals out there, and I don't know if you owe them money or well shot of bad debt, but they seem to want your attention.
I've been told. They're not under siege exactly. They're friendly-ish.
Oh, well, then I guess I won't need this. And you see him gently put one of the Molotov cocktails beside a crate of Molotov cocktails.
Yeah, please don't light my fans on fire, even if they're annoying.
Yeah, it would be a waste of good gin, but as you wish. Slides it back in. Oh, Molotov. If I learned nothing from your wacky days.
Okay, so I'm going to call the rest of the band and be like, so there is an interview in an hour.
Yeah.
Moxie only told me that I was required to show up, but, you guys coming?
Lucas, I'm just going to turn the camera on. Tell me if you can see where we are right now. They are literally sitting in the interview chairs waiting for you, angling it around. You see camera people kind of roaming around. The radio hosts are getting things going.
So you got told about this before me?
Yeah.
Why does no one tell me anything?
It's like, well, I don't know. Maybe some of us didn't sleep in. Maybe Moxie just wants to see how good under pressure you are. Maybe I don't know. Just get your ass down here. They're asking us questions. And Mix is trying to answer them with metaphors about poetry and life and things and CrossFit. I don't know.
I'm on my way. It's gonna take me at least half an hour.
Are you eating a croissant? When did you get time to pick up a croissant?
When I stepped out my door and there was a bird-headed goblin shoving them in my face.
You've only been up for 2 minutes.
I've only been up for 2 minutes.
Oh my god, get your assets down here. We will talk later. And hurry. Mix is trying to be funny.
Oh, Jesus. Alright, I get dressed faster.
Okay, so you get dressed faster. How are you planning on circumventing? Like, when he said siege a mob of people, he may have been underselling it. It's like the Stones are performing live in concert, and...
Well, most buildings have a, back exit, fire escapes, parking garages,
right.
all sorts of different ways of getting out. Which one is the least mobbed?
That's a good question.
Where am I?
Roll for notice on this one.
You were treacherous little assholes. I'm not using them.
It's true. They are. They've betrayed her multiple times. Though not in unhumorous ways.
Okay, so I think that's a 4. Let me just double check my stats. UT. Yeah, that's a 4.
Alright. So you're like, you look outside and you're like, no, fuck, there is a lot of people. They've got signs. They like hooting and hollering. And like, it's nuts. They're screaming like, "We're your lives, I love you. Here, help, move me." And you notice something. That for all the people there, those are the ones who showed up at the concert last night. There's just this faint wisp of magic kind of wafting very gently off of them, almost like residue from last night.
I really hope that weird effect that Skin has is not being carried through music.
So you're like, okay, this is questions for later. You're like, okay, you check the fire escape, all right, no. Check the front door, that's a no. Check the back door, nope. Maybe if I scale down the, no, they got that. Hang on a second. Go down a couple flights of stairs. Knock on the very nice mahogany wine cellar door with the brass fixtures on it. A little door listen. Who is it?
Lucas.
Ah, Master Lucas. Slam shut. You hear tumblers, chink, 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 lock, 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 unlock, unlock, unlock. Bolts being slid out. It sounds like a bank from the 1950s being open, and the door kind of creaks open, and inside are torches, beautiful red cedar fixtures. You can oak floor, and you've got like these bottles of wine and whiskey. Some are on small dioceses with torchlight flooding over them. Others are like arranged in a pyramid with the molding of Greek gods and goddesses holding it aloft. And your little goblin friend, who was a Hellraiser before, is there.
He's not a goblin.
He was a clerican. He's standing there.
I have no idea how
Hair-
this actually supposed to be pronounced.
Hair is waxed to one side. He's wearing his good pants, the one with the rope. You know, looking at you, and you can tell that he's polished his toenails. It's like, Lucas, please, welcome to the abode of my elixirs that you so graciously set me up with. Come. Are you here for a drink? Does it need to be paired with something? Is it a little bit early in the afternoon? No worry, I have just the thing for a morning aperitif.
Can I take you up on that another time?
But then it won't be morning. Of course not. You have to drink to the time. I'm not a monster.
Another morning.
Yes, you can. What can I do for you?
So, I noticed you don't have a screaming horde of people outside the back window there.
Oh no! People are terrible creatures. Why would I let them in here with my beauties?
I mean, fair. So I'm hoping I can leave via that window.
That window. Why would you want to leave through that window?
Have you looked at the front door of the building?
Well, why don't you just take the emergency exit?
Because that'll set off alarms in the whole building.
No, not that one. Oh, silly nightmare. And he walks over to a rug, and then, he pulls it away. There's a trap door underneath, and there's just like, it looks like a little mining cart with brass wheels underneath.
And where does it go?
Where doesn't it go? In a straight line across town, far away from this hooliganism. I mean, if anything should happen, my preciouses would go in here, and I'd have to take them to safety. I can't carry them one out at a time.
Makes sense, but it also makes sense then you know where it ends.
Yes.
So where does it go?
Goes to the center of Arden City.
The center. Okay.
Yes.
Is that anywhere near where I need to go?
I don't know. Where do you need to go?
I'm asking the GM.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's close enough. It's probably about a 10-minute, run from there.
That would be amazing.
Very well.
Thank you. And by the way, this place looks great.
Oh, I know. I've still lots of work to do. I mean, I only had a weekend to throw it together, but,
So jealous of that ability.
Yes, well, off you go.
In the cart I go.
You ever played Donkey Kong?
I have.
And as you kind of shuffle into the cart, he hands you a bottle of whiskey, and the label says 1602 on it. He's like, I have a friend waiting at the other end. If you could just drop this off, it would be much appreciated. Take care not to spill it. They don't make these anymore. Oh.
Okay. Like he's gonna be right there?
Yeah, eventually. He'll find you. His name's Eric. Can't miss him. Trust me. And he kind of just tucks it in. There you go, wee little fella. Trapdoor slams over top of you. Lights go out. You feel the cart kind of wheeling underneath you. And then it's just like you're bolted out of a cannon. So as we do the segue shots of Lucas holding desperately to this bottle of vintage whiskey going up and down, hairpin turns up and down. If you've seen the roller coaster ride, I mean the mineshaft ride from Temple of Doom, it's pretty close to that. Hairpin turns.
Or if you played Donkey Kong.
Yeah, or play Donkey Kong. 80-foot drops. Can I get you to make an athletics roll, please?
Athletics.
Athletics. Because you got to hold on to that bottle.
Oh, by the way, I kind of need the fate points.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Meanwhile.
Do you think a 2 is good enough?
I mean, all you're doing is kind of
Holding on.
bouncing back and forth inside of it and holding onto a bottle.
I think that should be reasonable. Yeah. Okay, so I have 3. I'm going to change one of those for 2 magic points.
Okay.
I require 2.
And steal 2 of these. Yoink. You can have one of mine. Where's the other one?
Oh, I think, you know what? There we go.
You want to try it. There we go.
So
apparently they have to look different.
So you're kind of bouncing around screaming as this fast-paced kind of cart ride is taking you. You, on the other hand, you make it out to the parking lot. You eventually get everything you need into effectively the rental car that Roy's got. You know.
Lots of effectively. Apparently you don't quite get it all in.
It's I won't lie, you've got things sticking out of the trunk, sticking out of the back windows. The groceries Roy was able to kind of push and get into the...
See, this is why my generation played Tetris.
He's like, what?
Nothing. Never mind.
Not a real life Tetris.
I thought your generation played with the hoop and the stick and the dirt road.
Do you want your watch back?
God damn it! How do you keep... I swear, one day, I'm going to figure out how you're going to do it, or I'm going to stop wearing a watch. So he puts the watch back on. He's like, all right. So what's this whole thing with you and Daffodil? What's going on with that? Bab seemed pretty on edge.
She's just an ancient member of the Lunar Council that had apparently befriended me and is probably going to use me as a host body sometime later in the future. But she's like in a 9-year-old body, so that's not for a while now, unless something bad happens, in which case I'm gonna have to probably fight from her. So it's nothing to worry about right now.
Okay. No, that's cool. Cool. And yeah, here I am just, learning how to, shapeshift into my lizard's pretty good. My beagle is excellent. Do you think
She's a non-human shape.
Do you think she likes beagles? Wait, I can't just show her I'm a thing. Oh God. Okay. No powers. I got it.
Well, the blades don't actually care about that.
You're not there, but
I'm not there, but
so shush. He's kind of fretting over himself. All right. Isn't that your butler? And he's turning, driving down the street, and yeah, Sheridan is kind of standing in the street, kind of waving at you frantically, a croissant in each hand.
Sheridan.
Yeah. Oh, Master Street. Thank goodness you're here. I wasn't sure I'd be able to find you in time. Well, for starters, I noticed when you left, you did not have a nutritious breakfast.
Well, no, I didn't really have time.
No, I've got a croissant and a croissant. I'll let you decide which one you want.
You don't give me both.
Yes, yeah, he gives you both. I have a rather dire message. Our home is under siege. And Lucas has fled. Oh, that went much better than I thought it would.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, boss!
Take it back to Babs. Apparently my home is...
Wait, you got croissants?
Well, one of them is a croissant, the other one's a croissant.
Which is which?
Sure.
Croissant.
Croissant, croissant.
Can I have one? Grabs, yoink. Starts. All right, do you want me to drop you off at your place?
No, it's quicker we walk.
Okay. So he's like, God damn, these are good. And he's like, how long you driving? He's like, yes. And Sheridan's like, yeah, it was a frightful endeavor. The swarms of people showed up early in the morning, screaming Lucas's name, demanding that he play music from them. Everything was, quite enamoring, and he fled, I believe, through the wine cellar to get away from everybody. Yes, but there's something a bit odd with these people, aside from the shrieking and the screaming and the fanning and the fawning, and you know how it goes when people get, like this. Oh, I remember. The mobs when Charles de Gaulle gets those with it.
Yeah, I know. Jeez.
Sorry. Some of these people were a little bit peculiar, per se.
All right.
Something that's like, it kind of, leads you on, and then we do the montage of you guys kind of walking through streets and, kind of jumping on the streetcar, jumping off, when you eventually get home, and you're kind of on the other side, and you can see, there's probably about 250 people surrounding your place right now, give or take. It's kind of hard to mill it out. You make a notice roll, sir.
5.
Shit, okay. You got this with a definite raise. So your sight kicks in, but normally when it kicks in, it's like a really good set of chicken wings. But this time when you bear with me.
Okay.
But this time the chicken wings have extra spicy hot sauce on it. So when your sight clicks in, it goes here. It's spiked all the way up here. So your full mutant abilities here are coming in.
I think I have a better description just from what you said. Because
by the way,
confusion that happened there, I was like, no, bear with me. And then with what I rolled, no, there is actually a bear with me.
I brought you wings.
He's like, ah! Thank you, Roscoe.
Oh, I miss him so.
So just looking at this one. Oh.
You see,
Oh, it's not good.
you see, of those 250, a dozen of them kind of hanging at the back. Movements are really jerky, like they're being like puppets on a string, kind of jerky. You catch a glimpse of a couple of cataracts of eyes. They're kind of clustered at the back, but they're definitely in there wearing the same kind of clothes as the rest of the fans are. And you can see that instead of like cheering and this kind of thing, the heads are kind of on a swivel. They're observing everybody, but they're definitely there, and it's you pick this up right away. But what really kind of catches your attention, and this kind of twigs you out a little bit, is on the other side of this. You see like these three younger fans. They're probably mid-20s, right? And the aura coming off of them is just like smoke. You can see it just billowing off of them, and they've got like not horns per se, but the more like branches coming off the crest of the brow and down the length of the back of the neck. And the leaves that they have aren't like burnt leaves. They're more like blood red, that kind of deep sanguine color. And even though there's no wind, you can hear them rustling back and forth. And the smell is just like cooking skin. It's vile. The weird thing about this is, not only do you notice both groups, you notice that both groups, there seems to be some animosity or something there. They're doing very well to keep the hell away from one another. And when one of the marionettes gets a little too close, one of the taller girls, she just turns around and you don't see any eyes on the face. But when she snarls, you can see these needle-like teeth kind of sticking out. It's just like, you know, and the marionette were, but from the outside,
yeah,
they look just like rabid fans. But from where you're standing, something is not only not right, but very curious here. It's twigging at you.
Okay, so just step away, back around the corner, find a fire escape, go up onto.
You found the fire escape, but there's also fans there. But it's just more.
A fire escape, not
Okay.
on our building.
Okay.
If we want to go to an adjacent building.
Okay. Yeah, you can definitely do that. You guys are in an apartment complex downtown.
So I just kind of looking at the crowd from a bird's eye view and
Okay.
phone Babs.
Okay, so I'm gonna get you to roll for your contact on that one.
Yes. No. She is busy. I got a negative.
So phone picks up. It's Lewis. Babs' phone. Lewis speaking.
Hey, is Babs there? I've got a wee bit of an issue.
Babs still with the roses, right? She should be back in the hour.
Fucker.
By the way, is Roy coming back with the groceries anytime?
Yes, he should be back anytime.
I told her there was no mandrake at the grocery store. Do you know what it's like when she doesn't listen to me? I say there's no mandrake. She doesn't listen to me. Roy says there's no mandrake. You're the only one she's listened to.
I was the only one that pointed out the flyer that she was looking at was from 1902.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. And he should be back. He should be back within like 10, 15 minutes. Actually, the traffic was pretty good today, so 5, 10 minutes. There's an extra bar chocolate for you. Keep it hidden.
You're a man among men.
I know. Listen, I know you haven't been doing this much longer than I have, but have you ever heard of looking at a crowd of people outside of our apartment building? You're all clamoring for Lucas, but there's a
Why?
battle of the bands, that sort of thing.
Oh, did he kill someone?
No, there's just fans that really want to see him.
People like his music?
Apparently, no,
Aw.
it's
I like Ironic Elk myself.
I hate you. There's some marionettes on the outside of it, but on the other side of the crowd, there's a trio of fae. Looks like they got branches instead of antlers and blood red leaves. No
Wait,
eyes.
did you say blood red?
Aye.
Alright, hang
Smoky
on.
aura. Smells like burnt flesh.
Wait, I know this one. Hang on. I'm going to get one of Babs's books. Give me a moment.
Alright.
And you hear it. It's not that one. Not that. Oh, no. Oh, no. And you hear like the sound of like a dozen books, like kind of like what you can hear like a bookcase coming down on top of him. And then you hear, Declan?
You alright?
Yeah, I think I know where it is. I'm gonna be a little bit longer than I thought. Thanks for the chocolate bar. Oh dear.
No worries.
Oh dear. Hey, Lewis. Hey, I'm back with. What did you do? I don't want to talk about. Now help me. You know, click. This is what happens when you fail a contacts roll.
Apparently.
You know, most people just don't get in touch.
So,
No, you make it interesting.
so what are you doing at this point? Because you're waiting for them to get back to you. You know he knows something, but you're not sure what to do. You're perched adjacent to the building. There's about a 10-foot gap between this building and yours.
Yeah.
And Sheridan is right with you. He is your faithful, loyal butler. I don't know where he got the tea set, but he is giving you a cup of Earl Grey as you wait.
Literally, he's like sitting there, you're like, thanks. Oh, it's good, yeah.
How do you like it? Oh, thank you. It's the bergamot. Grew it myself, I did.
I've just given up asking.
And you can see the big eyes. You know, he's just waiting for the moment where he can tell you all about Queen Liz and, you know, their younger years.
Given up asking.
So camera pans over. You come out. You're a little bit bruised and shaken, but the bottle is okay. And you're like, all right. Going up the stairs. Trapdoor. Open the trapdoor. Like from where you are, underside. Beautiful wooden frames, like nice little red carpet. When you get off the car, go up a little, and when you step outside, it's literally on the other side. It's a faux manhole cover. And you're like, how many of these things are there?
Oh man!
And you kind of close it down, and it looks perfectly like it. And you see a gentleman in a black suit. Very long limbs, the canary yellow. It's got a bit of a hooked nose, almost like a beak, wearing a bowler. And kind of, it's not like the canary yellow, it's a bright yellow, but you realize it's more of a jaundice kind of thing. Looks at you. Oh, you must be, is that for me?
Might be.
A special delivery, is it not?
What's the clue kind of in the basement's name again?
That is a really good question.
Does anyone remember what his name is?
I think I wrote it down, but the guy you were delivering to was supposed to be, his name is Eric.
Who have you got? I know this because I also wrote it down. That was last game.
Well, for now, I just insert name here. His friend?
Well, he told you the guy you're giving,
Yeah.
who's supposed to be getting delivered to, that guy was named Eric.
Okay, well.
All right. So he kind of looks at you and he describes your wine butler, for your bosom hall steward, for lack of a better word. He describes him to a T, but he does not give you his name.
Alright, well, I was given a name for a person who's getting this, so could you please tell me your name?
And he's like, I could tell you what you can call me by, but I can't give you my name.
Well, please let me know what name I can call you.
Okay, make a notice roll.
For
Give me a second.
3.
Yeah, I heard you.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Because I did have, like,
He just tried, as you're looking at him, he kind of wiggles his finger on one hand. You see the arm kind of snake around, and you're like watching it as it kind of wraps around the bottle, and it is the worst pickpocket you have ever seen. It is clumsy and obvious. And if Declan was here, he would have broken his fingers.
I smack him with the flat of my aim.
Oh, why would you do that?
Because I have a delivery for someone and I don't know if you're them.
Name's Bruce. You can call me Bruce.
All right, Bruce. Well, I do not have a delivery for a Bruce.
And then kind of retreats, starts skulking off, walks down the street, turns a corner. You hear another voice. What did he say? Said it wasn't my name. Wouldn't give it to me. What'd you do? I used my very clever pickpocket trick. Well, did it work? No, it's crafty. This one's special. Gotta keep an eye on him. Yeah, at least he can't hear us. Now he would know our plans. Now don't worry, we'll get that bottle yet. Come along. Much to do. And you hear the footsteps kind of going off in the distance.
I book it to the interview.
I don't know what's more sad. The fact that they're talking out loud,
Yeah.
or the fact that you can hear their footsteps on a busy city street.
They came with everything but the Benny Hill theme song.
To the hidden theater.
So give me an athletics roll, please, and thank you.
Hold on a second. That would still be a 2.
You know, it's a good thing you're not going to look like a raging alcoholic running through a city street throttling a bunch.
Okay, so is that the final? Was that the final?
Yeah, I can't figure out how I
Okay,
could possibly...
so you do the thing where you kind of run across the street, a couple cars almost hit you, you kind of slam your one hand down on the hood, you make it by, you push by a couple people, you run to the elevator, and they're pressing the door, the little old woman in front, and it is packed, and you're like, oh, for fuck. You're like looking at stairs, and you're like, you kind of look up, several 8 cases down, you know, the spiral view, you kind of swing open the door, walk into the room, and you see like studio is right there, Mix is there, Zed is there, Raven is there. There's this woman with long black hair, very nice, kind of like not like corporate, but not like somebody like you'd see
Corporate,
on
but not?
sort of like you'd see like on a Today program, kind of in the 90s. They're trying to be cash, but it's a nice cash for interviewing. Think Much Music or MTV,
Cash.
or MTV in its heyday. That kind of.
I am trying to be both punk and professional. It's not working.
Yeah, you got it perfect. That was the 90s, folks. It's a
Yep.
dark chapter in human history. Never to be spoken of again, but
Nope.
we just did.
No, the 90s are the Fight Club.
Yeah.
And like the Fight Club, everyone just keeps talking about it.
Right?
Yeah. So anyway, you get in there. Mix is trying to be funny, and Raven sees you and like the look of relief. So you kind of like run by and just jump in the nearest empty chair, and you can see, oh, the band's all here finally, and we can actually do my fucking job because, you know, cutting it close is not in my contract. Douglas, where's my goddamn coffee? How am I supposed to interview these people without coffee? And he's like,
I kind of tuck the bottle behind me so it's not in line of sight.
so he's like, yes, Erica, here you go. He's like, I got your coffee just like you want it. And she takes a swig. Oh, God, this is not Starbucks. God. One job, Douglas. One job. He's like, yes, Erica, I'll go get Starbucks. Even though it's across the street in the pandemic, I served a place. He kind of goes off. Raven's like, yeah, it's been a little intense. What took you so long?
It took me so long. I found out about this interview 15 minutes ago.
We were supposed to be here 30 minutes ago.
Someone should have told me there was an interview.
You know blades lie, right? That goes for Moxie too! It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're here, so we can have the interview. Everything's okay.
Why would Moxie lie and tell me the interview's in an hour when it was
Why
already...
does Moxie do anything? He set us up with the Devil's HedgeHog. You don't think that's curious? He knew what was going to go down. He's the one... You don't... We'll talk about this later. Okay, thank you, Douglas. Americano. Woo. You did the very minimum of your job. Great, great. And that's like... It's like, Eric? Uh-huh. Okay, 3. Erica? Uh-huh. Okay, Ron, 5, 4, 3, right, 2, what? Hey everybody, we're back again, and I am sitting across from first tier winners, Battle of the Bands, Arden City, complete upset last night, Winter Knives, and I've got Raven, and the camera goes, hi Raven, nice to meet you. She's like, hi Erica. She's like, big fan, of course you are, and I've got Zed. Zed is just like giving her that look. Where you like, if the cameras weren't on, he would have shifted her in the head and mounted it on a pike by now.
Can't you fake nice?
Like,
I whisper quietly.
You're actually kind of chilled by him physically. He's giving off like an aura literally of ice. And his eyes, the first time you've noticed this, they're blue. They're like translucent sapphires right now. And he's just emanating cold around him. He's like, I am being nice. It's she who is not being nice. And he's not saying that loud. He's kind of whispering it to you.
Okay. But you're kind of going to make a bad impression on viewers. Who probably like her. It's why they watch the show.
I, too, am also the fan. All right, strong silent type. Every band's got one of those.
And I watch.
Really playing into the really playing into the drummer stereotype.
We've met Mix. Mix is the absolute wild card. Off the rails, folks. Off the rails. Ukulele suck, rotten hell.
Yes.
Well, they do.
Little fixated on your own band.
No, it's why they were made out of Pinocchio skin. Ukuleles, you know.
Next.
She kind of looks at you. They look at you and they're like heart-shaped glasses. You know, Smix is starting to dress a little bit more like Moxie. Disconcerting. And the head and the lead of the band, Lucas. Lucas, tell us a little bit about yourself, please, and thank you. Winter Knives was a huge upset last night. What happened?
Well, first off, I don't think I would say I'm the lead of the band. I mean, I play lead guitar, but Raven's our vocalist.
Zed is like, Lucas is the lead. Raven's like, no, Lucas is totally the lead. Mix is like, I've always considered Lucas to be the spiritual heart of the band.
Really, guys? You gonna turn on me like this?
And also the lead.
What's the other side of a bus look like?
So they all kind of look at you.
Okay. Apparently, I'm stuck with that job.
Seems like it. So, last night, big contest, one of the largest concerts, breaking pandemic bylaws every which way. Was it worth it?
Well,
Roll your report. Rap it like you've never rapped it before.
okay.
Sweet mother of toast.
+1 is not a sweet mother of toast.
No, that was not good toast.
+1 is good.
+1's good.
So hold on a second.
Okay.
I've got Rapper at 3.
Uh-huh.
So it's 4.
So it's 4. Okay. Oh.
No, that was including that.
Okay, so 4. Okay, 4 is fine.
No, it's not 4.
It's 3?
Including this is 3.
Okay.
Still.
That's...
I am also going to spend one of my magic points
Okay.
because I am a charming Gymkhana pressures performer.
Yes, you are. So, like, You don't know what's gotten under Erica's skin, and you don't know what she said or did to the band before you showed up. But there's
And some animosity.
so she's kind of leaning and you're like, well, as a matter of fact, and you just give this very eloquent answer about, look, people are adults and responsible, and we did what we could, and it's nobody was harmed, and last time I checked, numbers didn't go up, and I mean. And you start segueing. It's all about risk, and your answer actually, you can see it slowly wins her over, and then she kind of hits you with that big question about like Devil's HedgeHog looked very big and sweet, and did you know they were going to be here? How did you beat a band that has a huge cult following overseas? And you're like, we didn't know who they were, and everyone's like. Oh, oh, and like, no, we legit didn't know who you were. Oh, like they're, I mean, guy comes dressed up like what, an 80s metal, he's a hedgehog, is that like a beaver or something? Like, a marsupial? I don't know. But everyone's like, you're like legitimately expressing you don't know.
They are thinking it is
everyone's taking it as like, they're beneath your notice.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, death metal was great in the 70s. So was disco. We all make mistakes. So you at the end of it, she's gone from like kind of Ice Queen to actually warmed up a fair chunk to you. You kind of catch her with your dry humor. You kind of give her a little bit of a preview of some of the new tracks and inspiration, and you even hit her with a couple things you haven't told other people in like cash interviews, like for the magazines. And as you kind of like get comfortable, the rest of the band starts getting comfortable. Like they are well behind you, about 8 feet, but you're like okay, you're getting this. I need you to make a roll for a notice.
Hold on a second. I do not like this roll.
Charlie, can you pass me the Fate Nightmare scope, please? The core. Thank you. Currently, pay what you can on Drive-Thru RPG. Thank you, Charlie.
You're quite welcome.
You two are giant cornballs. It hurts. It hurts so much. Right here.
Yeah.
Nipples. Lots of pain. So do any of my edges apply to this particular notice roll?
Hang on for a second. Let me check your character sheet that I have with my stuff over here.
Because notice in general, no, but...
Yes, Gossip Monger does.
Gossip Monger...
Yeah.
Oh, so it's a Fate Nightmare thing. Okay, so then I have a 3 then.
3. Okay, so give me 1 second here. You've heard of this person before, but you weren't sure you would ever meet them. They go by Erica Scorpion or Eric Scorpion. They're a ghillie-doo. So when you finally crack their sight, you see the leaves. Their hair is actually this beautiful cascade of like spring and summer leaves. They've got fawn-colored skin, not brown, but literally like a fawn, like the pattern of a deer. The gentle fur, humanoid face, little nubs of the antlers, but just very, very. When they smile, you can see a little bit of the canines there, despite the wild appearance. They give off like a little bit of a predatory thing. They're very protective of both women and kids. So, and they're also friendly, but they're very territorial. This one is weird though, because the ghillie-doos you know of are usually wild fae, but the rumors surrounding Erica/Eric, depending on which form they take, because they shapeshift when needs be, is that they were actually they ended up going to the Fey Nightmares equivalent of Juilliard, the Topaz Briar, which is actually out west, like extreme west coast. and that's where courts send like the best of their best promising members for formal training. Like as a performer for the Blades, that's not something you'd be interested, but you hear top tier roses. They send their nightmares out that way for special classes.
So is she a rose?
She is, and you sense the rose thing, but the crest that you see on her lapel is definitely the briar, but she's actually carrying herself as a rose, but you know they're also wild. So, but you've heard this person discussed, you've just never met them and didn't know they were working here. So this is kind of where are their allegiances? They're wild, but they're a rose, but they've been to the briar.
Well, the briar one isn't wild.
No, it's not.
It's technically its own court.
I know, but this is, I know it's its own court, but this is what's kind of throwing at you. It's asking all these conflicting questions. So she's definitely warmed up to you quite a bit. And so by the end of the interview goes about an hour. They're not going to use all of it. They're not shooting live.
It's not live. Okay.
They're gonna cut clips and put it together. And at the end of it, they're starting to wind down, and she's like, ask a few more questions, like, oh, we've got food over here, coffee. Oh, break rooms are in the back. That's Mark. He's the lead camera guy. Say hi, Mark. He's like, hey, everybody. Big guy. And she's kind of, so Lucas, is there anything you wanted to ask me? You seemed actually pretty competent and confident for somebody who just, barely got out of the battle of the band's first bracketeer with their skin intact.
Are we still on camera?
No, you're not. You guys are kind of walking to where the food for everybody is, and the way she says skin intact, it doesn't really sound metaphorical. Kind of leans over. So I'm going to let you ponder what your response is going to be. Back to you. So you're on the rooftops. You're on the rooftops, and Sheridan's there. You've got your tea, and it's a little odd because the mannequins are still there. The smoky ones with the red leaves they're kind of milling about. They're not fixed in one position. Once in a while, they'll start kind of like doing a perimeter circuit around, but they haven't noticed you yet.
Okay. I hope not. At least 5 stories above.
Yeah.
Check my phone.
Yeah, actually phone does go off.
Look.
And you hear Roy kind of groaning in the background and the creaking of wood. Yeah, I've got the book here.
Fantastic.
Hang on. Declan, just hang on. I'm putting you on speaker.
Okay.
And he's kind of flipping through it. He's like, I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
And
I don't think anything by that description's in the book.
yes, it is actually.
Wait, what?
Sorry. I want to make sure the yeah, okay. And he's like, it sounds, yeah. Blah, 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 ancient forest, blah, blah, dating back, 10 years, dark, humanoids, very few discernible features, mimicking current fashions. Is that smoky thing, is that off-putting? Does that seem like would you classify that as an aura of dread?
Combined with the smell of burning flesh. Yeah.
Okay. Are any of them wearing hats? One of them actually is.
One of them is, yeah.
Yeah. What kind of hat are they wearing? Yeah, they're actually wearing like gothic, kind of like wide-brimmed Winona Ryder Beetlejuice style hat.
Describe it.
Okay. He's like, yeah. According to this, it might be a hat person, or they might be some kind of shadow people.
The hat men are all shadowy.
Right.
So it's either one of them or it could be a shadow courtier. Corruption. It happens even to nightmares. Could be that they got locked in the bad place for a little bit too long and then got out.
Bad place.
Wonderful.
So either they could be members of the Shadow Court or they could be shadow people.
All right, thanks.
Oh wait. There is something here. There is something here. You said something about leaves?
Yeah.
Oh.
Blood red. Sound of it rustling.
Wait, yeah, there's a footnote here.
No wind.
Okay. Dark dryads, cousins to fertility, elementals. Yeah, it says here that there's a type of dryad where they'd sacrifice people on the soil and they would drink the blood.
Gross.
But if you do it with a fae, it becomes alive. It absorbs the essence and takes on it's sort of like a shadow version of that person, like a twisted dark mirror counterpart to the blood who they drink. They're basically abominations.
Oh, good.
But they're also incredibly rare, so the odds of you finding one, like one in gazillions.
Right. So.
Odds are low. Odds are low.
That's good to know. All right. Thanks, Lewis.
All right, no worries. Oh, just so you know, trees burn. Just pointing that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Click.
Oh, that sounded like it went well.
Yeah. It's a bit of a info dump, as it were. Apparently, seeing one of them is super rare. Yeah. There's 3 of them.
So does that make it less rare?
Makes it more rare. Something I would like to I'd like to ask you. Why are you here? Why are you here?
Oh, good point. So you see him start to scamper off, and he starts shimmying down.
No. Not like I don't want you here serving me tea. No, nothing like that.
Walking across the courtyard, you know, and then you see him kind of go over to a bush. He looks around, lifts up the bush, starts walking down the staircase, pulls the bush back down over top.
Good to know. Phone one of the higher ups in the blade court.
Roll for it. Two. Okay. So, higher ups in the blade court is a relative measure. You are able to get a hold of. You were able to get a hold of. His name is Modi. You've met him once before. And you're like, this is a long shot. You're like, you don't call him per se, but you call the crowbar. And as you actually know, no, you call the crowbar, picks up, and you're like, Declan. And you asked for your friend that you met last week, the guy who was kind of sitting at the table. Yeah. And you described the table and this kind of thing, because he never actually gave you his name. And the bartender was like, yeah, he's not there, but the other guy is there. And you're like, big guy, he describes, and it's like, wait a minute, sepia tone flashback, the guy who was driving the truck from the Maidens with all the cold iron, who the big bruiser guy who he just kind of grumbled at you, he didn't really say too much.
No, he was upset that the double hand wasn't there to beat up.
Yeah.
Would you mind putting him on the phone, please?
Yeah. Like, yeah, hey Mugs, guy on the phone for you. And you just hear the sound like, like a landslide. You're like, what is he want? It's like, it says he's got something important for you. I'm drinking. Come on, Mugs. I was like, yeah.
Hey, how you doing? Declan. Listen.
Oh, you're the little guy. Compared to him, everyone's.
Compared to you, yes.
I remember you.
Neat. So, outside my apartment building right now, there's a fairly large throng of people. Unfortunately, on one side, in the outer bit of it, there's about 10 or 11 what can only be described as marionettes, and there are 3 I'm just going to call them shadow corrupted here. I can't deal with them while there's a giant crowd of people here.
Huh.
And some of them have like these blood red leaves, smoky aura.
Oh, them! Yeah!
That sort of thing.
Okay, volume.
Sorry. Yeah, them. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, I mean, normally I just say, punch it.
Right.
But then sometimes you gotta get like an axe or a club and just hit them really hard.
Which normally would definitely be an option, except for the crowd of 200 actual people.
Oh. So what you need is a distraction.
I kind of need the crowd to clear out so I can deal with these people.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that I felt bad that you getting called in, and the Doolahang kind of walked. He got away before he can get a punch in.
Yeah.
And I figured, Shadowkin.
Yeah.
Could use a good punch in.
Mm-hmm.
Invite you to a nice dance. Make it up for it.
I'm drinking.
That's too bad.
All right. So this is what you're gonna do. Real easy. Like you got her surrounded by a bunch of people, and you got to get rid of those people. Why are they there?
Fans of the band that live inside the building.
Is the band in the building right now?
Nope.
Do they know that?
No, but honestly,
has anyone told them?
No, but I honestly don't think it would matter. There's wee bits of magic kind of coming off. I think it's a residual thing from last night.
What happened last night?
Battle of the Bands.
Was it like a fight or something?
With music, but both bands were using magic to kind of influence the crowd and.
No. I'm out of ideas.
All right, good talk.
It's like, I mean, if you've got something that could possibly distract them or drive them away or explode. People don't like explosions.
That is very true. All right.
Hey, I'm rooting for you.
Thanks much.
He's not stupid.
No, he's not.
Okay.
But he is drinking.
So he's drunk. Okay.
Go on to the band's main Twitter feed.
Okay. You know what that is? You've used it to yell at Lucas before and or troll him.
Just
yeah, that sounds like something I could.
so send a quick text message to Lucas. Where are you?
You get the text message.
Interview.
Where?
Downtown.
You actually have the name. It's the WKRB.
I did the name of the WKRB. Why?
Just check it. So main Twitter feed. OMG! Exclamation point! Winter Knives just finished their epic interview at WKRP and are coming out of the building.
Okay, I'm giving you a one. Okay, roll Rapport.
What?
Oh.
No, one. I'm gonna be spitting. Yeah, there we go. So 3.
3. Let's see. Okay. So it's majestic. It's like you've released this firefly off into the night sky, and and it's just kind of going off into the distance, being joined by other fireflies, forming like a cloud of light, moving off into the distance. One of them, and you see one of them like looking up their phone, and it's like this shard of light has descended from the clouds and landed on them, and they're like spreading the good word to those around them, and they too are checking their phones.
I'm not sorry.
And then there's the smiles, and people are waving and like talking and screaming, and it just spreads like a fire. And then just like this,
bad press for your the band.
majestic, and just like this majestic horde of cultural locusts, the swarm picks up its wings, and via Uber and public transit and environmentally friendly bikes and cars they refurbish themselves from Etsy shops, they descend on downtown Arden.
That doesn't even make sense.
I don't know, hipsters, it's a thing.
Once the throngs have moved, I'm just going to go back down, kind of walk forward. I'm guessing the marionettes and the thing are still kind of...
Weird thing, the marionettes tried to stay, but as the horde left, from your perspective, it looks like they were getting pulled with them. Not like, getting stuck in a crowd, but it felt like they were attached to that mob. That there may have been somebody they were actually linked to, or they were attached to certain people. It's like they were trying to stay, but somebody was pulling on the leash and they were getting dragged along with them. So that they're gone. Weird thing is, you saw two of the red, black tree smoke people go. You swore there was four. You're like, one, two, hang on, no. You're doing the math, and you're like, I saw those two go. I recognize that one. Yeah. Had the hat. There was more than you're missing somebody, and you know you're missing somebody.
Open my sight.
Okay.
Yelp.
5.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so You do the Declan Street patented window shopping, tailing the cheating lover, $50 special on Wednesdays that you would run. So you kind of do the you're like, no, you've done this before. So you kind of you do a perimeter walk, but you're kind of on the other side of the street looking at windows, and you catch them. There seems to be a fairly dark tree planted right on the sidewalk going right up to the front of your place. And you know that there was no tree there this morning.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's old, dark wood. The leaves kind of look like, they've seen better days, which is odd because you guys actually take really good care of that lawn.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it fits, and you're like, no, that's not supposed to be there. And the other one is standing right by the bush, flush against the wall in the shadows. You almost missed them, but you caught the whiff of smoke. And they're standing in the lee of the building, the shadows there, and they are like right beside the bush that Sheridan went down. They probably didn't see him go down there, but they know he vanished from that area, and they're trying to see if somebody comes or goes.
Okay. So I was going to the convenience store.
All right.
I can hairspray and a lighter.
All right. Afternoon, sir. What can I do for you?
Well, I need to keep my hair looking absolutely spiffy, and I need this Zippo.
Of course, there you go. And if I do say so, that volumizes. I use one myself.
Do you really?
I do. Keeps the missiles in the flush. You know what I mean?
That's good.
You see, 2020. This is the year. Men should not be afraid to promote themselves and embrace their other side in order to make themselves presentable. Most relationships fail because we don't make the effort.
I'm just going to leave this money on the counter here. I'm not going to leave it.
All right. Before you do, I highly recommend. I normally don't show this to most people. This moisturizer has saved my marriage. I know what you're saying, peach, but trust me, it gets in the pores. Antioxidants, it works wonders.
Just put it in the bag, man.
Just putting it in. There you go. On the house.
Thanks, man. Cheers.
All right. He's like, see you around.
Yep. Nice.
I like him. He's a nice fella.
So I just kind of like walking just towards the front, so like I'm walking past the tree first to get to the front door. And the dude's reading me the thing. I've got the Zippo palmed.
Yeah. So as the gout of flame is released, having flashbacks to my undergrad, by the way, you just see the flame kind of erupt from the can, go streaking towards the tree. It hits the tree, and you hear this feral shriek as the tree takes a humanoid form. The flames start pressing up the leaves, and you see like this mouth appear with bristling needle-like teeth, and it just screams at you with this prehensile tongue. And so you're just like, and it kind of like, it screams, it reaches out for you. You're kind of waving the fire in front of its face. So the two of you are kind of in this really kind of awkward fight. I guess it would be kind of like if two people who really hated each other were about to dance the tango together. That's what it would look like. Back to you. So Erica's there, and you know, you're talking, you're sandwiches. That's really interesting. No inspiration songs. I dabble in music myself. And a security guard comes up to her, whispers something in her ear, and her eyes go wide, and just kind of like beats feet. Huh. I guess we may have underestimated your fan base. Everything's fine. There's fine. It's no cause for alarm whatsoever. Everything is okay.
Every time I hear that, it's cause for alarm.
It's just there's a mob of about 150 people coming up the stair there surrounding. She's like, oh, no, they're here now, looking at the building, and you see like the mobs. And the thing is, there's definitely the mob from where you were when you woke up this morning. But then you're like right downtown, you're getting other people like, what's going on? Oh my God, it's someone famous. Are they gonna do Electric Circus again? I remember the rock and rolls. Look, something's interesting's going on. So you've got like the diehard fans who are screaming and like surrounding, and then you've got like innocent bystanders who are like, a thing is happening.
It got bigger.
Yeah, and it's kind of like growing, and it's surrounding the building. And she's like, ha. That's so small independent band, from Arden, right? Local competition no one's interested in, and now you're the second coming.
So, is she a nightmare or a fae, from what I know?
You heard nightmare?
I mean, you're a nightmare, right?
She shoots you a look that could cut glass. She's just like, there's steel in her eyes when you say that to her.
No? Okay. Must have heard wrong. But, yeah, some lingering effects.
Aha. So, my turn to ask a few more questions. First question, Lucas, of Winter Knives. Was there anything in that interview that you told me that was actually true?
Yeah, most of it, all of it. I don't think I said anything that wasn't true. Did I?
Roll report.
Also roll memory?
Yeah, roll.
Make a remembery roll.
Before I got at least a 2.
Yeah, that's fine. She's like, okay. She's okay. And she's like, does your court not teach you an ounce of decorum or subtlety when you deal with others?
Subtle's not really our thing.
It shows. It shows. And she just kind of leans back. Well, I know if you ask Mark, you'd probably say I am a nightmare to deal with. Am I right, Mark? It's like you're hell on wheels, Erica. The guy leans over. We don't need to inform the rest of the population about our special talents. If you catch me. Mark, we're going to go into my office, just have a little confab, all right, big guy? Let me know when security deals with this. If push comes to shove, I don't know. Turn on the hoses. Do we have dogs? We should have dogs. I feel like there should be dogs in this. Mark, see if we've got dogs. I'm the camera guy. Good, you can take pictures of it.
I feel like murdering my fans would not be a good thing.
Are they really your fans if you kind of enchanted them all?
I thought we didn't want to inform the general public about it.
It's a metaphor. And she's like, come into my big glass office. She sits at her desk, puts her feet up on the table, and close it. What do you want?
Sorry, what?
You heard me. What do you want to go away? I know why you were sent here. And I want you to know you're not going to get away with it. I'm tougher than I look. I'm smarter than I look. This room is enchanted. I hit this button. Security, mortal, will be filled in here. There's no way you are going to possibly kill me without any repercussions from the Court of Roses or the Briar. And I know people in the Blades. You make a move on me, and I will end you here like a bad check.
Okay.
Like a bad check.
First off,
I
heard some rumors about
Can
who
you
are.
actually move a little to the left? You're actually blocking my view of the TV as you talk. That way.
You're gonna threaten me and then tell me you want to watch
No,
TV?
you're. I'm sorry, but you are the assassin sent here to kill me on my home turf. So yeah, I am gonna kind of threaten you.
What?
Okay.
I am not an assassin.
Oh my God, that's exactly what it is. Okay, first of all,
And two,
when
if I had wanted to do anything to you, you would already be fucked over. Because one of the first abilities I got when I turned into a nightmare was the bloody, addictive, and mind-fuckery skin. So, I mean, all I have to do, take off the gloves and touch you.
that doesn't work on me.
Really?
Really?
Wait, hold on a second. Who else doesn't it work on?
It doesn't work on me. How do you think I deal with Moxie? If it worked on me, this is why I deal with him. I'm the liaison to deal with your kind.
Is there anyone else?
Wait, what? No. This is not how it works. You come here to assassinate me.
Why?
I make a counter offer and threaten you. You get all huffy and then make your counter offer, and then we go out on equal terms after deciding who wins. That's how it's done.
That sounds like way too much work.
Oh my, you're not supposed to be like fangasming over me. This is... Have you killed a lot of people before? Is this your first time? Oh God, they sent a rookie to kill me. They sent somebody new.
Okay.
Oh, really? After everything? This is you? Just you? The getting the pants and the whole interview thing? I thought you were getting ready to...
Why do you think I'm here to kill you?
Like I said, this is a letdown.
Care to fill me in? Like,
I
why?
can't hear you.
Care to fill me in? Like, why am I supposed to kill you, apparently?
Well, you killed the devil's hedgehog, right?
Yeah, that kind of happened.
So you're fighting against the Lunar Council as members start to come in, right?
Okay, yeah. Why, are you You're not Lunar.
No. I found out who their agent was. Apparently he's got hooks in with the blades. I figured you were one of them.
When you say hooks,
No, metaphorical hooks.
Oh.
Look, because I got pictures of you guys with them. So I assumed you were his contacts. I just didn't know you were Winter Knives and you would actually be interviewing me, so I figured you were here to assassinate me.
no.
Are you sure you're not here to kill me?
No, I'm definitely not here to kill you.
Uh-huh. Okay, well...
So, who's this
uh,
person?
Okay, well, Lucas, I really hate to do this to you. I hate to burst your bubble, but I've already told you too much, and I've told you stuff you shouldn't know. I kind of can't let you out of here. You gotta die. I gotta kill you. I'm sorry.
You're fucking with me.
No. And she kind of opens up her desk drawer and pulls out like this kind of mason jar, and it's attached to like a bone handle. It looks like a gun, like a 6-year-old would make. There's a pair of rubber bands on the end, and there's like this scorpion who has been like tied down with red twine, and she's just kind of pointing at you. It's like, sorry, I talked too much. I thought you were here to kill me. I even got a gun-like device from the undermarket. Man, this thing packs a punch. I mean, it won't hurt much. I'm pretty sure. I mean, like, but
Bullshit. It's got a scorpion tied to it.
Well, I know, but it just things just don't work out the way, and I need proof.
You told me jack shit.
I just told you about the Lunar Council. The point is,
Yeah, we already knew about the Lunar Council. Okay.
I need proof you are who you say you are, and you are not here to freaking kill me. Otherwise, I gotta vaporize you and make excuses for the rest of the day and postpone my Lamaze class.
You're what?
I'm a Lamaze coach.
What's Lamaze?
Well, when people get pregnant, you know, it's a very awkward time, and I help them with breathing exercises and this kind of thing. And it's better for the baby to come out. We're not all monstrosities, you know that, right? Also, the money's good, so.
Whatever. Okay. Not the side gig I would have imagined for a entertainment host.
Yeah, we know how it works. Anyway, just
I've also moved out of the line of fire.
she's still training it on you. So, we flash back to you. Because I know you figured out their problem.
Right, so you can fuck off or get more lit on fire.
So she's taking a couple swings at you.
Alright.
Make athletics rolls.
3.
You're fine. Because while she is swinging her talons at you, you did kind of blind her in the face with fire.
That is true.
So she's kind of operating at a deficit right now.
Makes sense.
So what's the plan? So she's backed away about 5 or 6 feet from you, and you can see that she's trying to get her bearings.
I will be taking out my aim and stabbing her in the face.
All right, go for it.
5?
Okay, that will more than do it. You drive it right through her right eye. It sounds more like twig snapping and bone kind of than bone shattering. It feels more like you're driving it into a tree. She starts hissing and screaming. The claws kind of come out, start scratching at you. But the aim goes all the way in like a hot knife in butter, literally. And a few moments later, you're just standing there in front like of half a foot of ash. She kind of disintegrates. The bones kind of come apart. The leaves and everything kind of just fall down. But there's actually in the center of the ash pile, you see something drop, and it's effectively looks like a metal talisman of some kind.
Okay.
It looks like an oversized eye with like a red lid surrounding the outside of it, and on the inside of the eye, it looks like a half moon that's been carved.
Okay. And the other one?
The other one is at the back of the house, standing by the bush.
Okay. I will take out like a handkerchief, like a cloth, something.
Right.
And I'll grab the knife, wrap it up, and then put that in my coat pocket.
Okay. You can take another fate point for doing that because that was very much in line with your character.
Yeah. Instead, because I've got no fate points here, I'm just going to grab 2 magic points.
Yep. Go for it. So when you do that, you notice something really odd about it. When you do that, your sight kind of, instead of spiking, it kind of gently lowers. It doesn't feel so feverish right now. Like that flare up you had, it's gone from like that boiling over to just a very low simmer.
Okay. So, the other one, how far away am
You're probably about 25 feet around the corner.
Alright, I will quietly make my way over.
Okay, can I get you to roll your...
I forgot to grab my key.
Can I get you to roll your stealth, please, for this one?
Huh, 2. You know, I will spend a point for the private investigator, because stealth is a thing.
Okay.
And up that to 4.
Okay. You stealth around. You see where she was standing. Very odd. You see, there's about a 2-inch gouge into the wall. And there's this thick black sap kind of smeared down from it. And judging from the footprints, it looks like they were hurt pretty badly.
Okay.
But they're not there. But this is cause for concern because you're kind of looking at this and you're like, okay, something also saw her, and it did not go well for her.
Mm-hmm. So just take a quick look around.
Okay. Roll me your investigate. You were a detective after all.
I am indeed. I rolled a 0, so 4.
4. You're like, okay. Lunar Council member, maybe. Alright, tree thing was definitely here. I remember that. Judging. So, if it's a tree, it bleeds sap, that makes sense. Downward angle, and you kind of look at this and you're like, no, this was not a knife. Looks too ragged for that. Wait a minute. Yay high, swings down. Oh. If I were a red cap ogre and I had a hook for a hand, and if I were right-handed, yeah, that makes sense. The amount of strength, the angle, the trajectory. When I was over there with her, he got here. So was he here for her, or was he here for me? And you kind of look down and you're like, and there she is. You see the footprints. You missed them initially because you were like looking for the tree, and the tree ones are very distinct because it looks like roots are pulled out. This looks like somebody just wearing a big trucker boot, like a big, size 16 construction boot.
Right.
But they're definitely there. Like you can make them out. So no, this hook-handed guy was definitely here, and he just took a chunk out of this thing. So you've got a bit of a conundrum. You've got the house, is everything okay in there, or did the hook-handed man just kill another member of the? You're not sure. This is kind of what you're piecing together.
It kind of makes sense because if the medallion that I just pulled off of the other one was a representative of the Lunar Council and possibly working for a faction within the Lunar Council, it stands to reason if hook-handed, Stephen, is trying to expand his territory and taking out other Lunar Council members' agents.
Yeah.
And effectively consolidating his power.
Yeah.
So this is a power grab.
Yeah.
But it's also something they're not supposed to do. It's the whole reason the council exists, so it's...
Also, see if you don't flashback, I don't give this to you because you were both there. Both of you offed a member of the council last night.
Yeah. Yes, we did. which means that there's a territory open for grabs.
You got it! Yay! You both get a magic point because the GM is so goddamn happy.
Yay!
I've not wasted my time or my life.
No.
Wait,
You're
did
not
you give me
wasting
a
your...
magic point earlier?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so...
You're not wasting your time.
Because I did a short game, so...
Alright, see if I can track him.
Go for it. How are you planning on doing it, though?
Pressing.
Alright.
Also giant footprints.
But just in case he can camouflage himself, I just wanted to give me a direction as to where he's going. So with a 3 using my post sight, kind of like read the area.
You get like this weird deja vu out of body experience because you get like kind of a topographic view. You're like standing behind yourself when you were with Sheridan, like the movie's gone back in reverse, and you're like you see your head from behind turn to like, why are you here? And then he just kind of scampers. And you're like, wait, no, why are you? Oh God damn it! And you see yourself kind of going down, but as you do. You kind of do a turn and you see the figure of Steven. He is a big fucking dude. He's just maybe a hair or two over 7 feet easily. But he's kind of crouched down on the rooftop parallel to where you were, but completely motionless. And it's when he stands up, no wonder you didn't see him. He blends in perfectly with the surroundings. The stonework, the brickwork, the asphalt, the concrete, he just naturally, that is his thing. And he just camouflages it so easily. And he stands up and you can see this, the hand is definitely missing. Like, it, not a nice clean cut, whatever it was, ripped it off. It looks like with teeth or claws. And he's got the hook there. And he turns his head, watches you go down there. And you can't make out his face. You can see the slicker, but you can't. And then he cocks his head to one side, and that's when you hear the scream and you see the flames go off. It's like, ha! and and then he kind of uncocks it, and you can see the view kind of fixate on the second one. He starts walking across the roof and does a David Bowie labyrinth thing where he starts walking down the side of the wall like it was just a normal street from behind her. Catches her completely unaware. He drops to the ground. Before she even has time to react, he removes like lightning. For a big dude, he's agile. He is fucking fast. That whole thing about ogres being slow and cumbersome, ogres might be, but he's got his red cap speed and just bisects her. The scary thing is he bisects her, it doesn't kill her outright. She's still attached at the little. She screams and releases a flurry of leaves, but it just kind of surrounds him like a swarm of insects. He's fighting his way, and then eventually when it dissipates, he starts chasing after her. He's got an idea of where she's going, and just after he left, like, seconds later, we see Declan's face kind of peering around the corner, looking down, looking at this, taking a step back. Sad. Huh. You know, just like you literally missed them by that much. But the thing that gets to you is this dude is fucking fast. Scary fast. We're going to take the Flash and give his powers to Sabretooth.
Why? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Why am I not allowed to sleep?
So that's kind of where you're at with this.
Yep.
I mean, it's still not as bad as Red Witch Superman.
Scarlet
True.
Witch. Yeah.
Yes.
Scarlet Witch.
Right.
Well, I mean, at the very least, if Scarlet Witch and Superman's powers, she would just like alter reality, and that would just be the reality of the no.
Of everything in the galaxy.
It's like giving a blender super speed, like, and anger, a lot of anger.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of where you're at this stage. You, on the other hand, I have a GLV, a mason jar scorpion, and bone pointed at you, and you've got Erica, and she's just kind of looking at you like, I'm sorry, but
Wait, so you need proof I'm me? That's
no,
easy.
I didn't say that. I mean proof that you're not here to kill me.
Oh. The fact that I haven't killed you? Or even tried?
No, that just makes you a bad assassin. But you said you're not an assassin. But you may or may not be working for the Lunar Council, and I can't really take that choice, that risk.
Wait, hold on a second. This might help? Roll up the sleeve to where the rose tattoo is.
Actually, roll for it. Pun intended.
I'm not sure what skill I'm rolling.
Persuasion or rapport? I'll take
Considering
either.
persuasion is not a skill in this system.
Rapport then.
5.
Yeah. She's like, okay. She's okay. She's not convinced, but she's like, okay. You kind of hasn't. She's not got the gun pointed at you, but she's lowering it. She's all right. Let's say you're a blade. You are who you say you are, and you're just some dim-witted rocker boy who accidentally killed a member of the Lunar Council.
Well, that was not an accident.
Okay. Well, let's say you did do that. Let's say you are a member of, you are an official ambassador for the Blades to the Court of Roses. Let's say I accept all of that, as far-fetched as it sounds right now. Okay. And you may not be, I'm not saying you're not here to kill me, you may not be here to kill me. I know the Lunar Council was sending an assassin to get me. I know that I got warning, my informants were reliable, they were supposed to be here today. You showed up, first person acknowledged me as a nightmare, something that's not done, obviously to get this meeting, to try and kill me, but that's not the case, so you're just stupid. I can accept that.
Look, I am not fucking stupid.
Okay. I'm not saying you're not stupid, but I'm not saying you're not. Just bear with me. Other than your word and that tattoo, one, if you're not here to kill me, who's here to fucking kill me? And two,
To what?
you're not really playing by the laws of hospitality, which is something an ambassador should know how to do.
Well, considering I don't technically know what this tattoo is,
How do you not know? You have it.
I got smacked on the shoulder and told nonsense.
Yeah, well, weirder shit has happened. Do you want a drink?
Oh shit, where's the booze?
She's like, it's gonna have to be gin. I'm out of whiskey.
I'm just leaving. I'm looking for the bottle of booze that I was carrying.
Hey, where are you going? It's like, okay.
I have something I was supposed to give to someone. Eventually.
Who are you talking to?
Her.
What?
It's a bottle of booze.
So, roll for investigate.
Whoa, I rolled the note. I do not have, I rolled 0 because I don't have the skill. Can I notice?
Yes.
Then I got a 3.
All right. You notice it. You actually put it down by the chair when you had the interview. You're cleaning up the room, so you pick it up, and there it is, 1602.
Okay.
Bottle of whiskey.
Wait, you made me roll to remember I hid it behind my back on the chair.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she kind of comes out behind you, and she's like, what did you forget? What was so important?
Told my friend to give this to a friend of his.
Is that from Devon?
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yes.
What? And she kind of takes the bottle.
Shit!
She's like,
Right.
oh my God, that
This is for you.
angel! He said he would get this to me. Oh, I get it. When he said the Patsy, I thought the person's name was Patsy, not you. That's great. Oh, look at this. Oh, that's just beautiful. Look at the glamour on this. Oh, he shouldn't have. That's sweet art. Do you know he made me a wine cellar in my condo in overnight. It was magnificent.
I can believe it.
Oh shit. We need to go right now.
What? Turning around.
You see, you hear very familiar voice. Oh, hello, Declan. I guess you gave our gift to somebody else, did you? There's a tall, thin gentleman with the jaw skin, very lean and lanky features, in that suit. And beside him is his companion, who's very heavy set and jowly. He's got a black bowler on with kind of that old handlebar mustache from the Edwardian England, wearing a very similar kind of suit, and he's holding a meat cleaver. And it's not a rusty meat cleaver like you'd expect from a horror movie. This thing looks brand spanking new. And it's like, oh, hello, love. She's like, holy shit, you led them straight to me. Get behind me. We need to get back to my office.
Listen, shitheads.
She's
I
like,
was given a name for who that was going to, and it wasn't yours.
Lucas, just let's talk and just more GTFO. They're from the council. Do you not know who they are? I was like, go ahead. Tell him. He doesn't need to know. One hot ear from him. Just step aside and it'll be fine. Promise, Declan, no hard feelings. Just let us have it for wench. We'll make shorthands of her. Not even enough for a stew, I know. The thing guy's like, oh, gristle. And the other one's, oh, fat.
Really not liking the condescending attitude.
Lucas, that's Mr. Fat and Mr. Thin. They're assassins for the council.
Oh, I do have a bet going.
You do have what?
I do have a bet going. Where's the rest of my band?
They're like the Zed is over there helping themselves to the hors d'oeuvres. Raven is checking out the sound equipment in one of the other rooms. Mix is like hitting on Mark really, really hard. She's leaning up against the camera and just putting on her A game. She's like, you know what I really like about cameras? The fact that you've got camera people operating them, and they can see you for who you are.
Max, you're trying too hard.
It's working. Mark is like, no, and Mix is like, shh, yes. It's like, no, I'm married. Aren't we all married to each other? No. No, we're not. 14 years. The woman is the light of my life and the bane of my existence. And that's when Erica points the gun, pulls back on the trigger, and the world just kind of dissolves into white noise.
Wait, she shot me?
No, she shot at them. The assassins. So, I need you to make a... Give me a second here. I need you to make a will roll.
Oh, good, I have that still.
Hooray!
4.
You are not asleep. She is not asleep. The moment when she pulled on that, you just heard this very, very deep Scottish lullaby. And everybody was out like a light.
Is this will in my band.
Yeah, your band's out.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Now the two assassins.
Let me guess, they're not out.
I don't know yet. The tall guy is getting woozy. He's kind of leaning back and forth, and he's kind of staggering like he's kind of semi-conscious. The heavyset guy, oh, he's ready around the guy. He's like, oh, I get it. You pull them all to sleep. No witnesses. Problem with that. Doesn't work on me so good. And also, I'm okay if witnesses were none. Pulls out another cleaver. Slink, slink, slink. Friend here, he's a little bit weak-willed. I ain't. So.
Really? That was your big weapon?
He said it would work. I traded him a year's worth of memories for it. So, heavy-set guy comes charging at you. And her. Cleaver's wielding. And he is putting on his best fight game.
I am basically trying to. I'm gonna try and like confuse and No, I'm gonna try and amplify the gun's effect. So.
Okay, she's gonna have to fire another shot at him, and he's charging right now.
Okay, well then I'm just going to try and confuse the fuck out of him.
Okay, go
with
for it.
Magic. So I'm singing at him.
Go for it.
Let's go with a limerick because confusion
Sure.
is the kind of match.
Sure.
My dice, however, are being pissy. I'm going to spend a fate point.
No.
6. Hold on a second, that's a negative, that's a 4. So, yeah, so that's a 6.
All right.
So I'm trying to mess with his perception so he's. Yeah, sure, he's stretching to attack, but we're not where he's attacking.
You do it, but when he starts swinging those cleavers and you start singing, you feel your spell kick in just as the breeze brushes by your left cheek as that cleaver just narrowly misses you.
Speaking of which, can I have a fate point for temper? Because
after I'm done explaining it, like you feel the breeze go by, it cuts a hair. Like just does that nice cinematic thing and
little anime crap.
Yeah, just like, and
Just imagine if you were veined hair.
yeah. So he swings at you with the one cleaver hits it. At the same time, he swings underneath the one arm. She's able to like throw herself back, and just it cuts the shirt, and there's a thin streak of blood. It's not deep whatsoever, but this guy. Had you not pulled off that song, that would have been really bad. And you just barely got off. The thing going through Lucas's head right now was shit. That was a lot closer than comfort. Okay, there you go. Back to you, sir. The game is afoot. We're a pair of feet. Probably in sneakers at this rate. Or size 17 workman's boots.
I will be attempting to track him down.
Okay. So, you're able, at this point... are you doing it through prescience or are you doing it through sleuthing?
Well, I'm gonna I use the prescience to get a direction, and then after that I will be effectively using my natural investigative moves. But if the trail legit just disappears, I will be using prescience.
Okay. I am going to need a notice roll from you on this one.
4.
4 is good.
Ow.
You're doing it in a weird way. You're doing it in a combination looking for his footprints but looking for her blood. Mm-hmm. And that's able to get you about 3 or 4 blocks. But it's not like in a straight line, like you're walking down Main Street. It's through side alleys, corridors, jumping over people's private fences between apartments kind of thing. At one point, if you swear you lost them near an open sewer grate, and then you figured out that one of them actually walked up across the wall, probably him, and the other one scaled up the other side of the building because you can see the imprints where the fingers went. Eventually your travels lead you just to the edge of where the farmer's market is held on the weekends. It's just a stone's throw away from the waterfront. And it's still not run down, but not bougie, if that kind of makes sense. I think the brickworks in Toronto before it became popular. That it's that kind of area. So you got a little bit of waterfront, some old brick buildings, open field that hasn't been turned into public housing, and probably near highway.
Okay.
That's kind of where you're at, and things are actually quiet. The trail goes definitely there. It starts to run cold, but it's the quiet that bothers you. Like no insects, no street traffic, no murmur of
Yeah.
like dogs rummaging through garbage. It feels like unearthly quiet kind of thing. And you kind of come in at the corner of two red brick buildings. One's a warehouse. One looks like it's a re-kitted out show area where they probably have the stalls and that. And you see like a couple of other small housing units for industrial equipment, that kind of thing. But you're also getting that smell of thick copper in the air. That's the only thing that tells you that there is something here.
Okay. Alright, so crack open my site.
All right. Are you using prescience or just regular sight?
The prescience.
Okay.
And I will be tagging the eye for detail
All right.
for a 3.
So, I need you to make a will roll, please.
3 again.
You take a point of mental. Just one though. You open up your prescience, and as you do, you're getting it's like somebody's playing like 7 or 8, 9, 12 different films simultaneously at the same location. You're getting, one's a really dark night, you're getting a cry, this like somebody probably in their 30s, 40s, a woman you think you're not sure, and she's just screaming, help me, is anyone there? And you hear the sound of like the hook being brought down and this and meat being ripped apart. Well, that's going on. You've got another one, and you can see this guy Steven with these two guys. One's probably in his 40s, the other guy's 50, and they're big dudes. And just like both of them are missing their heads, and just the blood is just dripping, one drip, 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 as he kind of makes this heavy footsteps around the corner into where the farmer's market is being held. There's another one where he's got like literally a not duffel bag, a burlap sack, and you can see people like, you can't see the people, but you can see that there's someone in there. They're fighting and they're calling out. They sound like seniors, like 60s, 70s. Like he's probably got 4 or 5 of them in there. He's just dragging it across the ground, and each one of these films, it always ends the same way. He's always going into the center of where they hold the farmer's market. And you go in there and you look around and you see the footprints from the first film. That's kind of where they end and it dissipates. You see the blood streaks kind of ending at this kind of like grate where the footprints would be, and all the trails kind of go down there. And you're looking around, and inside of this warehouse, it's like, yeah, this is wood stalls, normal concrete floor, big metal grate. I guess if I was big, I could fit down there. Like the normalcy of this place is kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Like you're seeing like this monster pull people, cries for help, blood, the smell of that kind of meat in the air, and yet there's just this unholy aura of everything's fine, everything's okay, this is normal. This is a normal place where normal people do normal things. That's kind of tweaking you a little harder because it doesn't feel real.
Especially after you've seen the lovely videos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, like effectively, like I walked into an illusion that I know is an illusion, but it's not cropping.
You've seen Labyrinth, David Bowie, Sarah. When she realizes she's in a dream, it's kind of where you're.
Hey, I'm just gonna be like, if I can do this. I want to focus my sight.
Okay.
And effectively just kind of like, because it's already open, so if so I'm going to be, because every illusion has a crack,
Mm-hmm.
I want to find it,
Okay.
and then hone in on it, and just make everything shatter.
Okay. Let me take a look at your sheet. Okay.
For prescience, I roll a 3. I'm going to...
You've also got hidden eye that will work in this.
Yeah, I will definitely do that.
Okay.
So, okay, so that's 4. So with the magic 6.
6. Jesus Christ. Okay.
No.
To be honest, you got it.
No more hiding.
It was tight, but you got it. You're like, all right. So you kind of look at the grate. You know, like, you take a couple steps back from it. And you kind of look around, and the one thing that's really, there's a big sign that's like a big plywood cutout to look like a big ass farmer for the farmer's market. You know, big hay, big straw hat, you know, big overalls, plaid shirt, pointing, you know, to the door, and you're like, you know, abject horror, comforting. I kind of look at her and I'm like, wait a minute. If I was a red cap and I was, it's about 7 feet, how big is that sign? And you just kind of reach out and put your hand against it, and your hand goes right through it, and you pull it out, and as you kind of like realize that that's not a sign, that's a glamour. And you step through that, and it is this rough hewn quarter. It's probably about 15 feet by 15 feet. This way, this way. There is skin that has been iron bolted, like railroad spiked across the rough stone. So you can see the skin and the faces and the tattoos of countless people. This guy must have been doing this for centuries. And it's just this like completely wallpapered, the ceiling, the floor and everything. And it's like probably sailors at one point. Other times probably the style of that tattoo probably dates back, you know, 80, 90 years. Others where it's just this montage of these tapestries of flesh that have just been hammered together. And the quarter goes down probably about 50 or 60 feet. But the thing that gets you is like when you walk across the floor of this, the way that the bones have been laid out, it's actually like, it's actually somebody did an old style kind of hut work, lattice work frame. Mm-hmm. So you've got a lattice of bones underneath, lattice of bones underneath of you. You've got these little torches that have been made out of human, you think human fat and bone. The twine was probably entrail sinew. And as you walk past the torches, they just light one after another for you. And you can't, the weird thing is, you see this door at the end, and the door is bizarre. It's all right angles, and it looks so wrong. It's big. It's like polished ebony, but when you get to that door, you can just hear this thump, 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 like a heart beating. And every time it pulses, you just feel normal. Everything is fine. Everything is okay. You know what? Maybe you are at a farmer's market. Maybe there isn't anything such as magic. Maybe you're just having a bad day and you just drank a little too much. Because you're a detective, right? And you detect things. You use logic and like, nightmares and faint lords and Baba Yaga. What kind of half-written tripe would somebody put into a book and try to sell some slack-jawed individual? Nobody's gonna believe that. Oh, come on, Lewis. His facial deformity, he can't be a half-lion. Well, he's just a punk kid. Teenagers they always bounce back.
Yeah.
You know, you probably just had a little too much stress. That's what that part of your brain is just like
Yeah.
the closer you get to the door. So I need you to make another will check.
Three.
You take another point of mental. However, as much as that voice is kind of yapping away at you, no, you're stressed. You know, what do you say to that voice to shut the fuck up?
It's like, everything's fine.
Look the courage.
If everything was fine, this flask would be full.
Okay, you can have another magic point for that.
Yay!
Yeah, the door handle kind of twists itself open, but instead of like it swinging open, it's like 3 different puzzle pieces that kind of would seam back into the wall. And that's where, you know, the camera does the thing of you taking a step into that darkness. You, on the other hand...
Before we switch, we have someone new on the stream, so just...
Hello!
Hello, new person. What's their name?
Liquid Glock?
Lick a Glock?
I don't know what that's...
I think I know who you are. Good day, sir. I think that's Voin. But it may not be Voin.
Yep.
It's Voin.
It's definitely one of your ghosts, too.
Hey, Voin, glad you could make it. New mics are going to be up next week, and some
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. And we've got mugs. Ooh, take a look. Rainbow, both sides. Sexy, and I know it. Anyway, hope things are going well. Yeah, would love to get your feedback on the game. They're getting into the thick of it. Speaking of which, so we see Declan stepping into the blackness through this door. You are stepping into it, right?
Yep.
You're at this point. You, on the other hand, so it looks like somebody gave a hurricane a pair of meat cleavers and let them loose in the studio. Like looking where you guys are like, I wonder if Declan's having days like this. Meanwhile, tables have been cut in half. Cameras have been bisected. Fortunately, nobody's been injured. Like the marks of the cleavers gouging through the walls, like part of the lighting fixtures are coming down. And Erica is there. She's like leaning to one side, and she's got like all these scratches and abrasions where he's coming this close of just hitting her jugular or hitting her veins. And he's like rolling up his sleeves a bit more. He's taking off his jacket. His jacket. He's like, yeah, I haven't had this fun in ages. I mean, ducklings, you keep running and flying back and forth. Well, I'm gonna catch you sooner or later. I could do this all night, and the 2 years running out of steam. So, you there, fancy pants, you just step aside, let me take the lady's hand, we'll call it a day. Don't want to hurt any of your musical fingers or your pretty voice.
What happened to the confusion spell?
Slink, slink. It's why you guys haven't taken damage yet. The studio, not so lucky. The studio is bleeding out and has no chance of making that saving throw. But you guys are okay. Can't seem to get my focus, but that's alright. Oops. I lost the dice, that's fine. I've got backups.
So I hit him with the gun again. I'm gonna try to boost it.
She's not got it right, are you sure?
Yep. So I'm gonna boost it.
All
so I'm
right.
gonna roll for that. Eight. And this is totally my wheelhouse, so I'm spending a magic point, making that a 10, plus whatever bonus from the gun.
Okay. So, she lifts up the gun, the mason jar with the bone handle and the scorpion tied to it. And you can see the blood kind of flowing down. I said, all right, I'm going to put you to sleep, you fuck. And she cranks it. And just this blast of this lullaby comes flooding out. You, on the other hand, your music you just release sort of like a banshee's howl, except it's not a feral scream. You're like a one-person symphony. You find the low notes, you make them go deeper, more robust. You start infusing the high notes with your own memory. And it just goes from a lullaby to this symphony. And he is just charging at you, grabs both of these cleavers, and is about to hurl them. He throws one at you, throws one at her, and that's when the totality of the music just hits. And it slows him down. And it just freezes him in space. It kind of gently lifts off in the air, throws both blades, and stops. And you see the blades slow down as they come towards you, and the one comes to you, and it's just this far away, and it just slows and hovers in midair, and freezes, and she kind of turns to you. Like when you see her,
move it away.
The one aimed at her throat would have totally hit, but it just stops.
You might want to move out of the way in case it speeds up again.
She's like, yeah. Oh shit. Whew. That's good. That's was it supposed to do this?
Probably not. I'm taking out my aim.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm going for his jugular.
Okay.
While he's frozen.
Just slit the man's throat.
Yep.
Cold blood.
Yep.
You're a terrible person.
Yep.
It works.
And now I'm gonna do it to his friend.
No, personally, now what I would have done, I would have been a little bit more bold. I could just like moved him in front of the blades, and then just kind of.
Yeah, well, you're shopping at the farmer's market.
And then I move to his pin and do the same.
You know something really weird though.
Didn't
When
come?
you slit his throat, it's both of theirs. They're not really bleeding out yet. You just kind of cut it. It's definitely cut. You definitely through skin. You hit the jugular. They should be dead now. But they're just the cut's there. They're not bleeding out. Make a notice roll.
They're frozen in time. They're not bleeding.
Make a notice roll.
One. What do I have that could?
Actually, it's fine. One is fine at this point. Because she's like, okay, this is weird. And she's like, hey, Lucas, you see the faucet running? It's not running. The water is frozen. You guys kind of looking around, and everything in the room is definitely frozen in time. And then she's like, Lucas, come here, please. She's looking out the window to the city.
I slit both their throats.
Yep.
Okay. So, go out to the window. What?
Birds are frozen in midair. People walking down the street are frozen. The traffic lights are not moving. As far as you can see, the city of Arden is frozen in time. Everything is still and quiet.
This is not what sleep looks like.
And shadows are not moving.
I just said this is not what sleep looks like.
She's just kind of like, but the gun was only supposed to, it's a lullaby gun.
I boosted it.
And you kind of hear her scream, and it pans out from the studio to the building to the block
Why are you screaming?
to the city. At this point, everything within Arden city limits, possibly the world, but definitely Arden city limits, is time frozen.
Why are you screaming?
It seems like the appropriate action.
You're not dead. The assassins who are trying to kill you are probably dead. Or going to be.
You're going to be, yeah, that's the thing.
So
Assholes goes over to the link guy and just kicks him right between the groin. Yeah, right in the crux of the legs.
You know what? I'm just going to be extra cautious on this one, and I'm actually just like straight up removing their heads.
Okay, so you're...
and like,
She's like, oh God, does it have to make that sound?
would you rather I sang over it?
Got it. Oh. Okay, yeah, he's not coming back from that unless,
Unless he can come back from being headless, which happens.
Yeah, it does.
I'm not running and quartering him.
Oh God, the other one! I'm gonna be in the other room. So we fast forward you taking their heads off.
Roses.
So she's like, okay, so kill the assassins. Maybe. We're frozen in time, definitely.
Well, how long was the gun supposed to last?
Like I know! They did not say anything about this. And you said you powered the gun.
I boosted.
You boosted! You boosted! It's supposed to be a push, not a shove out a window!
Did you want to die? Because I could have just left.
We don't know that we won't die from this. Okay.
Now, calm down.
Calm down. Calm? What part of this says calm? How can the assassins over
Did I
We cutscene. To Declan. I wonder if Lucas is having a day like this.
Also, at this point, frozen in time or not, the signal will eventually leave my cell. I'm sending a text to Declan. Officially,
Yeah.
unless what's-her-face has already killed a member of the Lunar Council, I win. Take a photo.
Tick, tick, tick. Tick, tick, tick. What's up, bitches? You
not-
send the message.
Have separate headline.
Two of them, or you do the montage of shots, huh? You
Okay.
the other ones.
Juggling.
Yeah, the one's looking at the one, the other one's looking at you. You're looking at that way.
I was just gonna take a photo and say, I think they're dead.
Montage of shots. Horrified Erica. So it kind of does the camera pan out. We do.
Okay, look, I had a bet with another member of the Blades about who would kill the next Lunar Council. I need proof! Yeah. When we unfreeze it, it'll go
And the camera, unfreeze it. Do you know how to do that? Do we just put it in the microwave? Do we set it to frost for 5-6 minutes? Is that how we unfreeze it? Or maybe we just sprinkle salt everywhere and that will unfreeze it.
Do you freak out like this about every magical thing?
Have you not watched any Doctor Who in your life? There is a reason I am panicking. And that's when you see the camera pan out, panicking, ping, 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 ping. From the satellite orbiting planet Earth.
Ah, so the satellite's not frozen.
The satellite is not frozen. So we've got the two of you frozen in time. The camera does that majestic pan out to her screams echoing throughout the entire city. We see Declan step through. He's surrounded by shadow. And on his feet. Yeah. There. You're not the master. Are you my mummy?
I've seen that episode.
And the head kind of rears up, and it's the skeleton of a small child. But the head is a silver alarm clock that's been attached to it instead of. So, you're not my mummy, are you?
No, can't say I am. I am looking for your master though. Big hand, the big guy, hook hand.
Oh, yes, the master. Shall I take you there?
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind.
Not at all. And he kind of lifts up his hand.
Yeah.
Take it. And as he does, the lights kind of come on. And you find that you are walking on a very, very narrow path. It's probably 2 feet wide and probably spanning 40 feet back and forth. And there's probably about 80 or 90 wrought iron cages. And you can see various bodies in states of decay. Some of the bones are bleached, fresh. Others look nearly dead, covered in green larvae and maggots rustling through the skin. You can see pushing through it. You see them kind of, there's a gentle breeze kind of blowing, and you can hear the squeaking of the cages back and forth. And, you know, there's, down below is just nothingness. And the guy says, it's a little bit of a trek, but I will make sure you get to the master.
Nice. Alive. That's a kind of thing.
Yeah, and the head just kind of turns around. Oh, if it's alive you want. And it takes a finger and it kind of takes the minute hand, winds it back a couple times, the hour hand goes down. I will do my best.
Much appreciated.
You're on the clock, so they say. So, Declan, is it?
Mm-hmm.
What's it like being alive? And that's where the camera kind of starts to pan out as you guys start walking past these gently swaying cages with these rotting corpses and bleached bone skeletons. And as you do, you can feel the skulls slowly force themselves to look at you as you walk the path. And that's where game ends.
All right. Nothing bad will happen.
So,
Everything is going to be
to recap, Charlie's character has successfully tracked down a member of the Lunar Council, was hunting another member of the Lunar Council in order in a turf war to get more territory. This is a bad thing, considering Steven is half red cap, half ogre, and has probably killed more people than nuclear war, as far as we know, and likes to do interesting things with their skins and bones. And Mariah's character Lucas has stopped Mr. Fat and Mr. Thin from a would-be assassination attempt and frozen all of time in doing so.
Whoops.
So good game. Minor milestones for everybody.
Hey.
You guys actually survived an assassination attempt, and you came across Steven, who you courted a favor from Daffodil in returns of this. Well, basically, your friendship is based on this. So, you found Steven, you found the assassins trying to kill the person who knows who their contact person is, their spy is, within Arden City. So, next game will be the halfway point for the campaign. So, we're going to pick up where we left off. Magic and fate points are going to refresh. You do have a minor at the end of next game if you survive, which...
A minor at the half point of game?
No, next game is the half point.
Yeah, no, you said you'll have a minor at the end
got
of next game.
No, you've got a minor at the end of this game. You will have a major at the end of that game.
Nice.
Okay, so that's where we're at. Thank you everybody for viewing, and hopefully we'll have our mics up and running for next game, along with some cameras and a little bit of...
No new cameras, but...
We'll see.
Oh, is that...
Yeah. Somebody sent me a little bit of money to help out with the Twitch stream, so that was nice.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, so thanks, Habs.
Ah.
But, yeah. So, see everybody next week.
Cheers.
And let us know who you want to see survive or die. You know, I could always use an inspiration.
Why would you do that?
I meant people, not characters. What?
Why would you do that?
Why would you even know? Not
put that
me.
up in the air? You don't put that in the air.
No. Bad bets.
It's 2021. 2020 isn't it's not far enough gone yet.
Yeah.
You don't put that.
No.
You don't put that in the universe. It's a bad idea.
It's a
bad
bad
idea.
idea. All right. Thanks everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Also remember, we got mugs.
Oh, for God's sakes! Why?
They're awesome. I love that you made these. These are so cool. We actually have mugs. This is like seriously my favorite mug because the size is actually perfect for my coffee and my tea. So I don't have to use the little ones for my coffee, and the tea ones are too big. So.
Well, yeah, they are nice mugs.
They are nice.
They're just in the outer garbage.
Yeah, well, obviously.
Obviously.
There's nothing wrong with a little bit of advertising as long as it's not corny.
Yeah.
They're the masters of porn.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Cheers.